على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أمواج بحارك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مستقر الأرضين وسهلها وجبالها.
Resul-i Ekrem ve Nebi Muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahhar ruh şeriflerine selavat-ı şerife getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetleri hayrola. Âl-i ezvacı tahiret evladı Resul-i Eshab bizim efendilerimizin ve sair enbiya-i ve Resulü fihan haziratın ervah şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal-ı Habeşi radıyallahu anh Efendimizin, Şeyhimiz Sahib-ü Seyf Şeyh Abdülkerim el-Kıbrıs Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve alel-husus bu caminin bahanesi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam mezzin kaymlarının ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için Allah rızası için El-Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebî. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala ve nestağfiru eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Ve eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluhu sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. Ve sahabi ve tabi hulefâ raşidin mahadin min ba'di. Ve zemmeti ala tahkik. خصوصا من علامة الخلفاء الراشدين على تحقيق أمراء المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعلى بقية الصحابة التابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى وأطيعوا إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. Praise be to Allah and peace be upon the servants that He has chosen. Who is better, Allah or the false partners that they associate with Him? Isn't He the best who created the heavens and the earth and sends you down rain from the sky, causing to spring forth joyful orchards? It is not in your power to cause the growth of the trees in them. Is there any Allah besides Allah? No, but they are a people who swerve from justice. Isn't He the best who made the earth firm to live in, made rivers in its midst, and set upon them immovable mountains and made a barrier between the two seas? Is there any Allah besides Allah? No, but most of them do not know. Isn't He the best who listens to the distressed soul when it calls on to Him, and who relieves its suffering and makes you khulafa on the earth? Is there any Allah besides Allah? Little do you remember. Isn't He the best who guides you through the depths of darkness on land and sea, and who sends the winds as good tidings before His mercy? Is there any Allah beside Allah? High and exalted is Allah from whatever they associate with Him. Isn't He the best who originates creation, then repeats it, and who provides for you from the heaven and the earth? Is there any Allah beside Allah? Say, bring your proof if you are truthful. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. And may all peace and blessings be upon Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad al-Mustafa, the lamp of guidance, the Imam of the prophets, the helper of the Ummah, the intercessor of the day of judgment, the beloved of the Lord of the universes. And may all peace and blessings be upon his noble family and blessed companions. May peace and blessings be upon the Holy Prophet ﷺ, who said, the most merciful from my ummah to my ummah is Abu Bakr, and the most serious of them concerning the commands of Allah is Umar, and the truest in modesty among them is Usman, and the best in judging is Ali. The masters of the youth of paradise are Hassan and Hussein, and the master of the women of paradise is Fatima. And Hamza is the lion of Allah and the lion of his prophet. O Allah, grant your forgiveness to Abbas and his children, and outward and inward forgiveness, and leave no mistake unforgiven. Allah, Allah, fear Allah when it comes to my Sahabis. Do not make them targets after me. Whoever loves them, he loves them because of his love for me. And whoever hates them because of his hatred towards me. And the best of my nation is my generation. Then those who follow them and those who follow them. The Sultan is the shadow of Allah on earth. Whoever honors the Sultan, Allah will honor him. And whoever hates the Sultan, Allah will hate him. O believers, Allah is the Sultan of sultans. Allah is the King of kings. Allah is high and mighty above all of his creation. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. There is nothing that is similar to him, and he is the one that hears and sees all things. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. We cannot comprehend the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrati Zulnun al-Misri radiallahu an is saying, whatever you imagine in your mind, Allah is different from that. And yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us in the Holy Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, I did not create the jinn and mankind except to serve me. Sadaqallah al-Azim. How can we serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if He is beyond our mind and beyond our understanding? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the clear answer in the Holy Quran, saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. O you who believe, obey Allah and His Messenger. Sadaqallah al-Azim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Obey Allah and the Messenger, and perhaps you will be shown mercy. Sadaqallah al-Azim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. If you obey the Messenger, you will be guided. Sadaqallah al-Azim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Whoever obeys the Messenger has obeyed Allah. Sadaqallah al-Azim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Whoever obeys Allah and the Messenger is with those whom Allah has blessed. Sadaqallah al-Azim. Allah and His Messenger. The obedience of Allah is obedience of the Messenger. Knowing the purpose of your existence in this universe comes from the Messenger. Because if the purpose of our existence is to be servants, then we must know how to serve. The servant's job, it is to obey the Master. And the Master of Masters, Allah Jalla wa Ala, is saying, if you want to serve me, if you want to obey me, if you want to submit to me, and this is the reason why I have created you, you must serve, you must obey, you must submit to that Messenger. Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. They are linked eternally in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's eternal words. Whoever disobeys Holy Prophet, they will regret for eternity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us the words of the people of the fire, saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. On the day when their faces are turned over in the fire, they will say, we wish that we had obeyed Allah and that we had obeyed the Messenger. Sadaqallah al-Azim. 21st century Muslims, they have a disease. And that disease is trying to construct a religion that they call Islam without the Holy Prophet. They have been trying for a century to build this fake religion, but it continues to fall and to fail, because without the Holy Prophet ﷺ, there is no Islam. Our Shaykh, Sahibul Sayyid, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi Rabbani, Qadazullah Sir, is describing this fake 21st century religion, saying today's Fir'auns, teaching new style, saying, nobody, brother, nobody. Your ego, nobody else. Your ego, you are learning by yourself, huh? You are taking from the Quran al-Karim by yourself. Don't you see that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying Jibreel something to you? Don't you see the Sahabi Kiram, that so many of them, they were big ones, high-titled ones during that time too? Don't you see, as soon as they turned to the Prophet ﷺ, they said, Prophet ﷺ said, and I heard. From where do you know? Especially 21st century people. I read the book. Which books? The ones that the enemies of Islam are printing out, and so many things are taken out, and so many things are put new style. Holy Prophet ﷺ knew this disease, and he warned about this disease. He said, don't let it happen that if you is lying down, that if one of you is lying down in his bed, and when he hears an order from me, from the things I said, he says, I don't know. I only follow what I find in the book of Allah. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the Quran is hard and difficult for anyone who hates it. It is judgment. Whoever holds on tightly to what I say and understands it and keeps it, then it will be like the Quran for him. Whoever considers the Quran and what I say as unimportant and neglects it, loses this world and the Akhirat. My ummah is commanded to take my words and obey my orders and follow my sunnah. Whoever is pleased with my words is pleased with the Quran. Allah says, take what the messenger brings you. Sadaqallah lazim. And the Prophet speaks the truth. So the entire religion is founded upon Sayyidina Rasulullah alayhi wasallam. Today so many are calling themselves Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and they accept this. They say, yes, we must obey Allah. We must obey Holy Prophet in order to obey Allah. But then we ask, how will you follow Holy Prophet alayhi wasallam? You don't know him. He was veiled from this world more than 1400 years ago. How are you going to fulfill the obligation of following him? Even more serious than following him, how are you going to fulfill the obligation of loving him? Because the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, none of you will have faith until he loves me more than his father, his children, and all of mankind. How can you live up to this hadith? They say, well, we read about him in the hadith. We read his sirah. We study fiqh. We study tajweed. We study usul. And this makes us to love him. All of these studies and all of these disciplines are important. But is that how you love someone? Is that how you love the Holy Prophet ﷺ? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the divine protocol in the Quran, saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, obey Allah and obey the messenger and your rightly guided leaders. Sadaqallah lazim. The ayat does not say obey Allah, obey the messenger, and after he passes, read about him in books. The ayat shows that the obedience of Allah and his Prophet is alive and it never dies. The ayat shows that there is always going to be somebody above you in the chain to obedience, who you must show obedience to. And that obedience, it is tied together with love. Because the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it comes with the love of Allah. The obedience of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, it comes with the love of the Prophet. Today's Sunnis, Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah, they lost the meaning of this ayat. Some are saying it means our kings and our presidents. Our shaykhs teaching us. This is a wrong understanding. He is saying Allah didn't leave people alone to say, I am obeying Allah only. He said, obey Allah, obey His Prophet, and obey those leaders who are in the way of the Prophet. Some are changing that again according to their own understanding, saying Allah says, obey Allah, His Prophet, and obey your leaders. Which leaders? The leaders that are running to make you to become unbelievers. That's what some sheikhs say in these days, because that's what fits to their bread, to put butter on their bread. Today's Muslims don't want to accept that they must have a living leader to whom they are showing obedience and submission and love. It is easier for them to say that ayat, it ended with the Holy Prophet. We don't need to show obedience and love to anybody today. Such an understanding. That is only the inheritance of shaitan. Because shaitan is the one who did not want to submit to a living guide. Sahib al-Saif is saying, shaitan didn't listen. He did not listen. When Allah gave him order, make sajda to Adam, means now listen to Adam alayhi salam. From now on, listen to him. He didn't listen because he listened to his ego saying, I'm better. So how can I listen to that one? If he would have listened, then the secret that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has planted into Adam alayhi salam would complete shaitan's knowledge. But he didn't. Because he didn't listen, he became disobedient. The first disobedience in the divine presence, shaitan. Second disobedience, the ego. If the person is saying, I'm a believer, I'm a mu'min, then what is the sign? That means he listens to his Lord. Mu'min is that one who listens to his Lord. Listening to the Lord is not saying, I'm taking the Quran and reading it. No, listening to the Prophet ﷺ. He's so far away from us now too. We have to find somebody that we can say, okay, listening to this one, anything that I want to do, I may consult with this one. I may ask what is benefiting me and what is not. So that is not following a living leader. He has inherited from shaitan. This is why Sultan al-Arifin, Hazreti Bayazid al-Bistami Qadasallahu is saying, the one who has no shaykh, his shaykh is shaitan. A man must have a leader who he can obey. If you want to obey the divine protocol, this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said. You must follow someone. Islam is founded upon following. Islam is founded upon obedience. The word Islam means submission. It did not end with the Holy Prophet ﷺ. It continued. It continued from the Sahabis to the Tabi'in to the Tabi'in, going from generation to generation. For 100 years, the Ummah has been lost because we have lost the leader to whom we can show obedience. From the Zahir, we lost our Khalifa. We lost our Sultan. We lost that Osmanlı Padishah who was carrying high the flag of the Rasulullah ﷺ. And since then we are surrounded by tyrants and fake leaders. And from the batin, we lost obedience to the inheritors of the Rasulullah ﷺ. The Ummah curses and slanders the friends of Allah, the awliya Allah. And so now we are surrounded by ulama who are serving the tyrants and by fraudsters who are wearing the clothes of sheikhs. They are the ones that Sultan Bahu, Qadasallahu Sir, that great friend of Allah from Hind, he describes saying, these fake ones were never students themselves, but they want to make people into their students. They act holy, but they cheat their murids out of their money and belongings. They have no fear from the anger of Allah. They are crooked and they're going to slip because they cannot stand in the maidan of real love. Bahu says, those ones will be ashamed when they have to stand on the day of judgment. Alhamdulillah, that we have been blessed with the sohbat of a real shaykh whom Sultan Bahu is describing, saying, my Shaykh is a falcon of the divine. He only flies with his own kind. He cures the lepers of their disease. He cures the diseases of the heart. O my Shaykh, you are the cure of all of my diseases. Don't leave me to the hands of fake doctors. These kinds of men, they are always on the face of the earth. These are the words of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, who is saying, the prophets were the supports, they were the supporters of the earth. And when the time of prophethood ended, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala substituted their place with 40 men from the Ummati Muhammad who are named Abdal. Not one of them dies except that Allah replaces him with another one to take his place. And they are now the supports of this earth. The hearts of 30 of them contain the same certainty, the yaqeen that Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam has. They did not succeed or rise above other people with much fasting or prayer, but rather through being truthful in their carefulness, having noble intentions, having pure hearts, and giving all Muslims good advice, desiring the pleasure of Allah with patience and a mercifulness and humility without being meek. They do not curse anyone, nor harm anyone, nor do they see themselves as being higher or nobler than anyone under them. And they don't envy anyone above them. They do not fake their humility, nor do they fake that they are dead to the world, nor are they boastfully impressed with themselves. They do not love the world, and they do not love for the sake of this world. As recorded by Tirmizi. Like our Shaykh, these are the rightly guided leaders. And these are the rightly guided leaders who are deserving of our love. And these are the rightly guided leaders that if we obey them and love them, then Allah will make His love wajib on us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, my love is obligation. It is wajib for those who love each other for my sake, who sit together for my sake, who visit each other for my sake, who spend on each other for my sake. This hadith is only describing the sohbat of the friends of Allah. This hadith is describing tariqat. This hadith is describing jamaat. What is the companionship of the Shaykh? What is the sohbat of the Shaykh except loving him and the jamaat for the love of Allah? What is it except sitting together, listening to sohbat, making zikr, keeping good company for the love of Allah? What is it except visiting each other and helping each other and spreading salam amongst each other for the love of Allah? What is it except spending for each other your wealth, your energy, your time for the love of Allah? And the people who live like that, Allah makes His love wajib on them. This is why the great wali, Ghaus Abu Median, is saying, there is no taste in being alive except in the sohbat of the fuqara. They are the sultans, they are the masters, they are the leaders. We must run to this. Run. Run away from fighting. Run away from arguing, from doubt. Run away from our ego. Run away from shaitan and come to the way of Allah and come to the way of the ones that Allah loves. As Maulana is really saying, return in tawbah. Return. Whatever you are, return. Even if you are an unbeliever or an idol worshipper or an fire worshipper, return. this dergah of ours is not a dergah of despair. Even if you have broken your tawbah 100 times, return. This is for you and for me. Make tawbah and return to the rightly guided leaders. Return to them so that we can fit the description of the ones that the Holy Prophet is talking about when he said, verily there are some people among the servants of Allah who are not prophets. They're not martyrs. But the prophets and the martyrs will envy them due to their station on Judgment Day. They are people who love each other with the ruh of Allah, not because of family relations or wealth. Wallahi, there will be light on their faces, and they will be upon light. They will have no fear when the people are afraid, and they will not be sad when the people are grieved. We're asking you, Ya Rabbi, grant us that real love. Grant us the strength for that real love. Grant us to be with the rightly guided leaders and to offer them our obedience, our submission, and our love. We're asking with the dua of Hazrat Daud alayhi salam, who prayed to you, Ya Rabbi. Ya Allah, I ask for your love and the love of those who love you, and the deeds that will bring me your love. Ya Allah, make your love more beloved to me than myself, my family, and even cold water. Amen. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah lazim, la ilaha illa wa la ilaha illa. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka kuntu minas zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka kuntu minas zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka kuntu minas zalimin. Subhan kudusun rabbina rabbil malaikati war ruh. Subhan kudusun rabbina rabbil malaikati war ruh. Subhan kudusun rabbina rabbil. Inna dina inda Allah. Qam salat.
Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah, eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah, eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya aleyhisselah, hayya aleyhisselah, hayya aleyfelah, hayya aleyfelah. Kad ikametü's selah, kad ikametü's selah. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber, la ilahe illallah. ilahe illallah vallahu ekber ve la havle ve la kuvvete illa billahil aliyyil azim. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ve ilâk ve nevâdun la ilahe illallah rahmanirrahim. Allahu la ilahe illa ve la yukayyum. Zülcelal vel kemal ismaneke yazim. Subhanallah. Ala nimetil İslam ve şerefli iman damin elhamdülillah. Teala şanu ve la ilahe gayrallahu ekber. Allahu ekber kebire velhamdülillahi kesire ve subhanükreten ve asile la ilahe illallah ve allahu vahdehü la şerike la lehül mülk ve lehül hamdu ve huve ala kulli şeyin kadir. Subhane rabbiyel aliyyil alel vehhab.
Fatiha.
Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amener Resulü bimâ unzile ileyhi min Rabbi vel mu'minun. Kullun amene billahi ve melâiketihi ve kütübihi ve rusulih. La nüferrugu beyne hadin min rusuli ve gâlu semina ve atan ufraneke Rabbena ve ileykel masir. La yükellifullahu nefsen illa vus'aha leha ma kesebet ve aleyha ma iktesebet. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحملنا إن إسرا كما حملت على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله سيدنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم صل يا رب وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى الكل الأجمل والحمد لله رب العالمين على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أفضل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أكمل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته وأنبيائه ورسوله وجميع الكلام محمد وعلى آل محمد عليه السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن سيدنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين وعن تابعين بإحسان مجتهدنا المحسن وعلماء المتقين وعلى الأنبياء الصالحين وإلى مشايخنا في درجة النقشبندية العليا وقدس الله تعالى أرواحهم زكية منور الله تعالى باركة وعلى الله تعالى بركاتهم في ذاتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الفاتحة. فاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله هو الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله هو الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله هو الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
الفاتحة.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Lillahi ilham. Selamun aleyküm. Cuma Mubarak inshallah. Feel free. If there's something you want to say, say. Questions you want to ask, if we have the answers, we will give. Say something that is going to benefit you and others, or else keep silent. Inshallah, we follow that for myself and anyone who's listening. It's up to myself. Keep silent is the best. Assalamu alaikum. Sit. running to help, spending time to help, to ease, to follow, to be clean, living together. Such a merciful Lord, such a great Lord that we have. And this is the legacy of our Shaykh. You understand? He has left us an opening to reach to the highest stations. Don't run after your ego. It's not going to bring you to high stations. You have something, take it out. Sick, yeah, we're all sick. But you cannot say, so what? You have to take the medicine. You're sick, you say, I'm taking the medicine, it's not working. You have to be patient. The medicine is working, you're just not seeing it. Every medicine is going to take some time. Those medicines that immediately cures you, put a question mark to that. And if you're not fighting against your disease, how can you be cured? This is what is open to us, each and every one of us. So yes, even if you've broken your promises 100 times, return, come back. So return every day. Man that is busy with tafakkur, to check himself, is going to return. The stubbornness, it holds so many people hostage. It made shaitan to become even more shaitan because of his stubbornness. Stubbornness and the proudness coming together. Should not. We are mu'mins. First, you cannot say, I'm like this because I am Arab, or I'm Turkish, or I'm Pakistani, or I'm this. Then you're still not looking at your spirit, you're looking at your nafs. You're looking from the outside. May Allah make us to walk the way of the inside, the way of batin, and to make that way of batin, which is inside, for us to wear it and to cover our outside. Inshallah. It's going to come with a lot of challenges. It's going to come with a lot of difficulties. It must. A way of tariqat that doesn't have any difficulties, put a question mark to that. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam the way to paradise, before he was showing him paradise, Jibreel alayhi salam is saying, Ya Rabbi, how magnificent and beautiful is this paradise. No single son of Adam will not want to go to paradise. They all want to go to paradise. None. And when Allah showed him hellfire, he says, Ya Rabbi, it is so horrible, so painful. This hell is, there's no single one son of Adam that wants to go to Jahannam. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the way to paradise, Jibreel alayhi salam is saying, Ya Rabbi, you made the way to paradise so difficult that no single son of Adam will be able to make his way to paradise. And when he showed, subhanahu wa ta'ala showed the way to Jahannam, Jibreel alayhi salam saying, Ya Rabbi, you made the world, the way to Jahannam, to be so filled with pleasure and ease that every single son of Adam is going to walk that way to enter into Jahannam. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed him what he has given to man to be able to make that distinction. His aql, his intelligence. that our Shaykh says, even if Allah didn't send any prophet or any book, with our own intelligence, we will be able to find him and find our way back home. Allah gave us the aql, the intelligence. And with intelligence comes faith and modesty. You're not separated. Intelligence, understanding, looking, thinking, understanding. The faith, understanding that there is something bigger than our understanding. Things that you cannot see, things that you cannot understand, it exists. And the modesty, it is understanding our weakness, our limits. So these three, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to Adam alayhi salam, our father. It says, you choose one. Saying, choose one, to the angel, bring all these three gifts to Adam alayhi salam. He has to choose one, and the other two, you have to take them back. And when they came to Adam alayhi salam looked at intelligence, faith, and modesty, and he chose intelligence. And the angel is saying, now we have to go back to faith and modesty. Faith says, no, I cannot go back, because Allah has given me orders too. He gave you orders, and He gave me orders too. And He's saying, wherever there is intelligence, I must be with him. So the angel said, then modesty, we have to go. Modesty says, no, I cannot go, because Allah gave me specific orders saying, wherever there is faith, I must be with him. So all these three, very important for a believer. Very important for human beings. Because if you have one without any of the other two, it will fall to, it will corrupt. If you have intelligence without any faith, you start worshipping yourself. If you have faith and without any intelligence now, you'll be easily corrupted. People tell you, because you have such great belief, you believe. People tell another thing, you believe to that too. They say another thing, you believe to that too. There are so many people there like that. Whatever you tell them, they believe. It is good if the person tells them good things. It is very bad when that one is an evil one, because they just trust and they believe. Correct or no? We've seen people who are like that. Modesty, if you have intelligence and you have faith, but you don't have modesty, that time you start thinking that you are someone too. You start passing your limits. Here's three. In tariqat, in our jamaat, in the dergah, you must look. You must cultivate. You must keep. All these things and more, it is in adab. It is in manners. Following the prophetic manners, there is intelligence in that. There is a reason why you do things the way that you do, the way that you're following the Prophet ﷺ. There is reason and there is intelligence in there. And beyond that intelligence, there is a spiritual dimension that you cannot even understand. With every sunnah that you are carrying, physical or not physical sunnah. Then what happens? When you have modesty there, you start understanding where are you and where is your Lord. You start understanding where are you and where is the Prophet ﷺ. You start understanding where are you and where are your leaders. Then you start putting your head down because the ego is against to all three. Start to put the head down. This is why it is important. Because there are some, even in a Jamaat, even in a Dergah, they have high intelligence, but they have no control. Some, they have great belief, but it's missing some intelligence. Some, they know their limits, and they have faith, but when the situation comes for them to use the intelligence, it's not there. A combination. Looking to our Shaykh and looking to our Prophet, according to the different situations, we'll be able then for our heart to work properly, that they will send us something, and you'll be able to come quickly to an understanding of how to solve that problem. Don't nod your head like you know what I'm talking about. You always make the wrong decisions. You cannot be saying, oh, I'm like a dog, I'm like a servant, I love you so much. One day you're wagging your tail and the other day you're trying to bite the owner. You know what happens that time? It's obligation now. If that dog is trying to kill you, you shoot that dog. Right, now they say he hates dogs. Okay, new style. Mercifully, without any pain, you're going to dispose of that dog, relieve it. Whatever words you want to use. What kind are we? What kind are we? You actually only know the real value of that one if you put it in the fire a little bit. You only know the value of that gold if you start hitting it a little bit. You see, this is gold. It mixed up with so many impurities. What do? You burn it. You have to test it. This is the way. That's why the Prophet says, you love me? Prepare yourself for hardship. You're going to burn a little bit. And this is when you're going to understand whether that love is real or love is not. So many, they don't have this understanding. Not because Allah didn't put it there. Allah put it there. But they let their ego now to take over. They're going to lose dunya and akhirat. This is the legacy that our Shaykh has given to us, to go to the higher stations of the ones that Allah loves, that Allah is saying, now it is wajib on me to love them too. The way that we are going, we're going to carry heavy responsibility, big work that you have to do. Person has to have complete trust. I have to have complete trust on you. You have to have complete trust in each other. Because it's very dangerous that time. With any weakness, that time if that weakness comes out, there is going to be complete disaster. It's going to be betrayal. Who do you go to war with? People that you must trust 100%. Or what we have to go to, what Mahdi alayhi salam is going to bring, that spiritual war. Very dangerous. If we're not understanding our spirit and cleaning it, very dangerous that time to even, but everyone is going to be in that war. No one is going to be free. But we have to, inshallah, make sure that we hold on tightly to our guide and don't let go. If you're letting go now, return. Broken your promises 100 times, return. If you don't return, it is up to you too. But the end is no good. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. You have a question? Say, inshallah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I have encountered whispers in my head insulting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet alayhi salam. I don't know whether these whispers originate...
Say again. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I have encountered whispers in my head insulting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. I don't know whether the whispers originate from myself or from shaitan. I feel that one of the reasons I go through it is that it's not treating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with proper respect that it's due. Is this true, and how do I treat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with proper respect?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. That is coming from your ego. That's not coming from your spirit. It's coming from the ego, and the ego is guided by shaitan. Shaitan is the sheikh of the ego. If you don't understand your ego, then your sheikh is shaitan. You understand? Now the ego is guilty of the worst crimes, each and every one of us, to have that capacity and the potential to do that. If you understand how evil and how dangerous the ego is, you're going to stay up awake 24 hours trying to fight it and to put it under your feet. Now, you fighting against your ego is respecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You going down to sajda even after all those whisperings and saying, forgive me, that is giving respect to the Prophet ﷺ. Giving proper respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Prophet ﷺ is saying, you do something wrong, run to fix it. Give tawbah, say tawbah. Don't be idiot, don't be arrogant, don't be stubborn, don't be weak. You do something wrong, put your head down and say, forgive me. I am your weak servant, and I cannot help myself, but send help to me. Send help to me. And according to your sincerity, Allah will send help to you. He may even send a friend of Allah to you. One of His friends is going to send to you. Because of your sincerity. You think it is very difficult for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you, to forgive us, to forgive this whole world? You think it's so difficult for Him to forgive? He is the most forgiving. We begin in His name, the most forgiving, the most compassionate. If anything, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to show off, to show His mercy and His compassion. But His mercy and His compassion is only shown to people who understand what mercy and compassion is. You understand the mercy of your Lord? Put your head down and ask for help. The help will reach to you, inshallah. As much is enough. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What else we have? Say.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. When we struggle in the way of Allah, does it ever get easy?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. When you struggle in the way of Allah, does it ever get easy? Yes, it does. Then it gets more difficult, then it gets easy, then it gets more difficult, and it gets easy, and it gets more difficult. Our aim is not ease or difficulty, our aim is pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's pleasing Him. If it pleases Him to send difficulties to us, what are we going to complain? If it pleases Him to send us ease, we're going to complain? What kind of believer we are? It's not for nothing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is repeating twice. After every difficulty, there is ease. Indeed, after every difficulty, there is ease. So you're living in this world. It will repeat itself like that. Why is this? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means to make us always to rise to higher station. You'll never get stuck. You finish one, another one will be sent to you. You finish that one, another one. So you can keep on rising, rising, rising. It never stops. Your ego attacks this way, you finish it. It's going to attack this way, you'll be able to finish. Attack this way, this way. And every time that you're fighting against your shaitan and your ego, you come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why we want to stop now? But the difficulty is not going to be the same difficulty as when you first enter. It's not going to be the same difficulty as, say, when you are. Difficulty of a 20-year-old is not the same as the difficulty of a 10-year-old. You understand? When you are 40 years old, certain things are easy, but certain things, now they are more difficult. So as you go, and that's physically, as you live in this world, you'll find that things that were difficult before, I can manage it right now, but new things are given to you. Because you are growing, because we are changing. But that is not, the difficulty is not intended to make life terrible for us. It is not meant to make life to be hard for us. It is meant to bring us closer to Him, because when we push through that difficulty, we will find Him. Because this world is not paradise. This world is a world of difficulty, and Allah means to make us to understand that. If He makes this world to be a paradise, every one of us will forget Him. We'll turn our face away from Him. So even mercy, right time and right place. It's correct. Mercy, wrong time, wrong place, wrong people, it's no good. Understand now the delicacy of that. It's a very delicate subject. Because once Holy Prophet ﷺ was walking, and Hazrat Abu Hurairah started walking behind him and following him. And they came to a garden, and Hazrat Abu Hurairah then came out from the garden carrying his shoes, his Mubarak shoes, running, and he was so happy, you can see his face. And Hazrat Umar was there standing. Who is Hazrat Abu Hurairah? Who is Hazrat Umar? These are the ones, high station Sahabis. And Hazrat Umar is saying, why are you looking so happy? And Hazrat Abu Hurairah is saying, because I have the secret. The Prophet just told me. What did he tell you? He says, anyone who says La ilaha illallah, he will enter into paradise. And Hazrat Umar says, don't you dare open your mouth and say that. Hazrat Abu Hurairah is saying, what are you saying? This is what the Prophet says. They start fighting. Hazrat Umar knocked down Hazrat Abu Hurairah. This is an example where there is ijtihad. And understand now the ijtihad and the station of Hazrat Umar, because it is showing from the beginning and continuing, Hazrat Umar, if anyone, he has been given the permission now to open new ways. That even the Prophet ﷺ agrees with him. When he took the shahadat, the first thing he said was what? What are we doing here? Let's go out to the Kaaba and show our faith. Are we not following Haqq? Yes, we must show ourselves. No longer hiding. And the Prophet ﷺ was just sitting in the house, and he says, yes, you are right. Instance after instance, keep on going. His permission is given to him. So the Prophet ﷺ came out, and he saw them fighting. And he says, what happened, Ya Umar? What happened, Ya Abu Hurairah? He says, this is what happened, Ya Rasulullah. You told me this, to say the key to paradise is say La ilaha illallah, and he's stopping me from saying it. As Umar is saying, yes, Ya Rasulullah, I'm stopping him. Because if you spread this to the nation, if you spread this to the ones that you are trying to speak to right now, especially, not a single one of them will ever make sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're not going to worship, they're not going to pray, they're not going to be good people, because they say we have the key. They're just going to say La ilaha illallah, and that's it. Prophet ﷺ says, Ya Umar, you are right. That hadith was not open until Hazrat Umar passed. Hazrat Abu Huraira did not open that hadith. He did not say anything until Hazrat Umar passed, then he started opening it. Understanding who these ones are, why we're following them. The justice. Inshallah. So, following how these ones go through their lives, we will know how to handle the struggle. Then that struggle, we're not going to look at that struggle as a struggle. You're going to look at that not as something that is difficulty. You're going to look at that as something that gives you honor. And if you don't have that, then you're going to say, what is happening? Why is this? You start doubting yourself. May Allah make it easy, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Amen, inshallah. Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How can we be humble without being meek? And how can we be bold in our faith without being boastful?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's very easy. Look at the Prophet ﷺ. Look at the Sahaba Kiram. Can anyone ever say that that one is not humble? When the delegation came to meet again Hazrat Umar, they said, this is the Amirul Mu'minin, this is the Khalifa, strong one, powerful one, the strongest ones, mobilizing, opening, spreading. And the delegation came. I believe he was from Persia. And they said, oh, Amirul Mu'minin, he's there in the garden. And they came and they just saw a man covered in rags, sleeping out in the open without no bodyguards, without nothing, without any luxury, without any show of power or anything, and just lying there and sleeping. Can we say that one who is Hazrat Umar, can we say that he's arrogant? No. He is humble. But can we say that he's meek and weak? Never. You understand? We didn't know until we met our Shah. How you can, because this is it. People are thinking humbleness means, yes, mashallah, brother, you're beautiful, mashallah. Like that. And nice voice, nice walking, wearing. Meaning only from the outside. They're looking, they think that is humbleness. That is for show. You're not humble to your Lord. If you're humble to your Lord, meaning that you're saying, I'm a proud one, Ya Rabbi. I'm humbling myself to you. You don't have to make show to no one because you're already straight with your Lord. Look at the Hazrat Umar. Can anyone say that he was not bold in his faith? Of course he was. But was he arrogant? No. Because what? His faith is from his faith of the love that he has for the Holy Prophet ﷺ. His faith is not pointing to himself. You understand? He's not saying, I have big faith. No, it's pointing to the Prophet, the greatness of the Prophet and the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the more that you are disappearing when you're doing it, the more you are showing the real reflection. You are reflecting now something from those realities. When you're not showing your nafs, you're cleaning it, then you start showing your realities and the divine realities that is through you. Then that time, even from the outside, if a person appears, say, boastful, that is from the outside. but from the inside he is not. As there are so many awliya Allah also, they appear to be so Jalal, and they are Jalal, but who are they Jalal to? Unbelievers or believers that are going off in the wrong way. But that Jalal is also coming from extreme compassion and forgiveness to the people that they are serving. Because for some things you need to use a nice glove to touch. Some things you need to use your hand. You understand? Some things, according to what it is in front of you, you need to handle it very delicately. Some things you cannot handle delicately because they don't understand from that language. You have to handle very rough. That's how it's going to work. What? You think all awliya Allah, they're cut from the same cloth? They're the same? No. No, you know that the prophets, they're not the same. But when you have an idea that you're just reading from here and there, is not based on reality, then you say, this one is not, because it's behaving like this. How much do you know? So doubts start creeping in now. It is not. When you have a living guide, I can only attest to our Shaykh. All these things, all these certain contradictions, it looks as if it's contradictions, it exists within it. Just the same way that how can you be Jamal and Jalal? How you can be that? Then you start seeing now everything, the men of Allah, Allah is making us to see something there that points to now the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, may Allah make us to disappear into their oceans. This is what we want. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum. This much is enough, inshallah. I'll see you next time. Yes? Yes. Inshallah. What do you say?